Hello Internet, welcome to Eternal Brews. My name is Pojo, and today we are looking at a fun Reliquary crown deck that I've been playing with. So we were playing a lot with the Explorer Ramp archetype. I think I may have published a video on this before, but we decided to add some crown of possibilities into it because I realized that I could go very, very lightly on the splash for it, and as a result, up the amount of crests in the deck by 8, which is a pretty good deal, and then also like do a bunch of other stuff to sort of like improve certain problems that the deck has, namely with late game reach and also with its general lack of toolkits, to sort of increase the potential of this deck and also increase the fun of it. And so the basic idea behind it is that we have developed a really, really interesting relic-based shoveler deck, and we're working with the newly balanced shoveler that shovels for 1, Amaran shoveler, that is. So you can pay 1 and exhaust Amaran shoveler to look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a Sentinel or a relic, then you get to draw it. Otherwise, you get to discard it. So this card will throw Explorers and Power into the void, as well as any spells that you might have, but there are only 2 spells in the deck, and they're both Purify. And it will also toss relics into your hand, and it'll toss Sentinels into your hand, and it'll get you just a really, really big pile of card draw. This is a very consistent draw card for this type of deck, so it's really, really fun to play around with, and we have built the deck to basically run a ton of relics and a ton of sentinels, and we are playing around with that idea to make cool things happen, because we really want to have like a heavy relic base for the end game, which we're going from straight from the 1 to the 16 Novaquake Titan. Bonding silences every enemy unit and then draws a card for each of our relics, which, as it turns out, will generally have a lot of. You can often have as many as 4 to 8 on the turn that you play Novaquake Titan, and it's pretty crazy. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the basics of the deck. So this is Explorer Ramp. And what that primarily means is that we are using explorers like Trailmaker, Amber Acolyte, and Shoveler and Reliquary Raider to sort of make up the early base of the deck, with Mysterium Orb to ramp for each of our explorers. Trailmaker also provides some ramp, Amber Acolyte provides some fixing that helps us get the influence that we need to play cards like Heart of the Vault, and then Mysterium Orb gives us a bit of extra maximum power, as well as giving our Sentinels endurance and overwhelm. I don't recommend that this is generally run as a 4 of. If you want to go very, very heavy onto explorers, then Mysterium Orb can be used to generate some really, truly insane boards. But in general, what I've been trying to do is focus down on a more relic-oriented strategy to make it a little bit more reliable against decks that are very, very heavy on light removal. Because we're seeing a lot of Hailstorms out there, we're seeing a lot of Extract and Varda's Vapor, and all the nasty things that kill explorers can be really, really tough. So we generally want to try and deal with that in some way. And as a result, I'm staying away from too many Mysterium Orbs, but I am including a lot of other ramp cards that very consistently get you the extra power you need. So we do have Power Stone, a 4 of course. This is just a really, really solid ramp card. It's very, very effective. It doesn't give you any influence, and that's something that we need to fix in other areas. But cards like Trailmaker and Amber Acolyte really, really help out with that, as well as the fact that we are running a base that includes Praxis Banners, Seed of Impulse, and Crests of Impulse, in addition to Wisdom and Fury Crests to make sure that we can fix for the necessary power we need. That's really important because hitting Heart of the Vault at 6 is generally very key to getting a very solid setup with a Sentinel-based deck, and so we're trying to always organize our power and play out our power in a way that really, really benefits us and allows us to play cards on the turns that we want to. In fact, I would say a very large portion of the skill of playing this deck is figuring out how to correctly order your power and predict when it is that you're going to need a particular card. Like if you want to play something on 3, or if you want to play something on 2 so that you can do something with it. The question of whether or not you want to play Amaran Shoveler on 1, or wait until turn 2, or even wait until like much later in the game when you can use Crests to search the top card of your library and see if it's something that Amaran Shoveler can pick up. This card can get you a lot of value, so playing it early sometimes isn't the best option, but it is often a very good option. So there's a lot of ways that you can fiddle around with that. Okay, so that's most of the ramping and fixing. We do have one new addition, and it's a very silly one, and I'm really delighted with it. I'm actually very pleased with how it's been behaving. Memento Mori. For a +1 maximum power, summon gain 1 of each influence. Now, we do not have anything in blue and green. That's certainly something we could fix in the future. This deck actually transitions very well into a Nyctotraxian deck if you are so inclined. We will probably build a skeleton out for that for the end of the stream, or for the end of the brew. But yeah, so this is a really, really good card for fixing that time fire that you need for the Sentinels, and it also gets you a little bit of blue, which is nice if you want to play a Crown of Possibilities and you just don't have it yet. However, you typically won't ever have any issues finding blue in this deck. It's really just a matter of finding the necessary fire and time to play your bigger Sentinels and get that stuff out. So this is a cool ramp card that also happens to be a relic. It's a bit more expensive than Secret Pages, but it does a lot more, and it's very, very good at making sure that you get to the Sentinel at exactly the right time. So this is a great card for activating Heart of the Vault. It is, of course, a very, very bad card for tempo and for other reasons, but we have a couple of other synergies with it, primarily Amaran Shoveler, and more importantly, Great-Kiln Titan, so we're pretty happy to play it here. All right. Other relics. Ancient Defenses gives our Sentinels +2 strength and also deals 3 damage to an enemy. We're using these essentially in place of torches. They will kill something small on the board, give you a little bit of chance to stabilize, and then later on they'll buff your Sentinels up, which matters because we are trying to cast Novaquake Titan, which is a card that really, really desperately wants our units to have extra power. So the more Ancient Defenses we are playing, the bigger our Sentinels become, and the bigger our Sentinels become, the more likely they are to bond out something cool, and that's something that we really want to pay attention to. Okay, the Crown of Possibilities is in here, of course. Units you draw gain a random skill. This is just always really a lot of fun. You can do some crazy, crazy things with it. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of that in the brew itself. And yeah, it's very, very powerful stuff. But it's also just a 3-cost relic that happens to be pretty good. And anything that you have as a 3-cost relic plays really well with Great-Kiln Titan, which whenever you play a relic deals damage equal to its cost to an enemy. Now, Great-Kiln Titan plays Memento, Mori, Ancient Defenses, Mysterium Orb, Crown of Possibilities, Power Stone, and probably a few more that I'm forgetting about. That might be it. But in any case, Great-Kiln Titan, if it plays any relic off the top of the deck, it's going to bonk something on board. It is huge amounts of value for what it is, and it's just a very, very big unit, which means that it can bond Novaquake Titan out. And when you bond Novaquake Titan, then you silence every enemy unit, put them into their hand, and you draw a card for each of your relics, which tends to be 5 to 7 cards. So crazy, crazy stuff. We tried to keep the rest of the Sentinels pretty easy. I played around with the 6-1 invulnerable to damage reckless setup, and I really liked it. Heart of the Vault is clearly just the bread and butter there, and I really, really enjoy that. We're using Sandstorm Titans because this deck needs something in the middle, and it is currently just doing lots of like relic shenanigans. Sandstorm Titan is a card that stabilizes you against aggro, and that's very, very important. So we definitely run 4 copies of that here. Sometimes I will skip this depending on what I have in the early game. If I'm doing a more explorer-heavy route, then Sandstorm Titan might be something that I could skip and move into the later route, but here it's just critical to make sure that you can bridge the gap between your low end and your high end. So yeah, and it's a very, very powerful card. It's almost never wrong to run 4 of them, and it's certainly not wrong here. Okay, so beyond that, those are all of our major Sentinels, and that is all of the big stuff that we play out. This gets really crazy really fast, and there's just a ton of interesting stuff that can happen. It is, of course, a slow and clunky deck. It takes a while to build, but it beats out a lot of the control decks because it has so much top deck value and so much value off of each individual unit that it plays. Even if you're like a Zindel's Gifted, Great-Kiln Titan can play Heart of the Vault, can play Sandstorm Titan, you can play Heart of the Vault into a Sandstorm Titan, you can draw, echo, Destiny Sandstorm Titans, which we have totally done. There's crazy, crazy stuff that happens, and it's like absolutely ridiculous what kind of comebacks you will see with Crown of Possibilities in combination with just an insane amount of big, beefy, high-end Sentinels. So with that, let's get into a couple of games and see if we can't show that off. Cheers! Alright, here we are up against Augur Beatdowns. And opening hand. Take a look at this. We do not want to keep 2 power hands in general. If they have 2 crests, we can consider it, especially if there's some sort of 2-power fixer like Power Stone to make sure that we get to Power 3. But Power 3 is where most of our stuff happens, and Power 3 with double time is pretty critical. So this is not a hand worth keeping, especially not if we're first, because no draw there means less opportunities to draw power. So, all right. Looking at this, this is a lot more comfy. We have Crest of Wisdom to seek for stuff and see if we can get ourselves a little bit established early game. We're probably going to throw away basically anything big, but Amaran Shoveler is well worth keeping here, especially since we've already got 4 power established. The one thing about Amaran Shoveler is it slightly decreases your chance of drawing power off the top, so you have to be a little bit careful with it. And sometimes you want to use it with crests and with other things to make sure that you actually get to your power in turns, as opposed to just using it to draw cards. So that's something to pay attention to, but here it's absolutely perfect. We're going to play it, we're going to play Seed of Impulse, and then we're going to do our first shovel. All right, speaking of which, So Slumbering Stone could imply it's a sacrifice deck. Sacrifice decks have a lot of madness in them. I've actually even considered running Tomb Protector in this deck to stop that kind of setup from happening. That can be really bad for this deck, but as long as we keep Explorers back to block our own units, we can usually survive long enough to outvalue the madness, and there's only ever going to be 4 of any one card that really devastates your deck in the setup. So as long as we're stable, we're all good. There we go. Free Sandstorm Titan, free draw. Lovely stuff. The odds of that were about 50-50, I'd say, a little bit higher. We have 25 power cards plus 12 explorers plus 2 spells, and then the rest is sentinels and relics. So yeah, about 50-50. Fairly close. Praxis banner there. Amber Acolyte works here, but I don't actually need to play it, so I think I'm just gonna pull the Amaran Shoveler again. Crest of Wisdom gets thrown away, that's fine. We're not developing here, but we're kind of threatening him, so I'm kind of okay with that. I'm going to play Sandstorm Titan, I'm going to play another Sandstorm Titan. It's possible that I've cost myself a Heart of the Vault turn here by not playing Amber Acolyte, so I might have gotten a little greedy, but my suspicion is we'll either pick up a power or we'll pick up a turn where we want to play Amber Acolyte anyways, so. Alright, and this is Shadowlands Guide Slumbering Stone. That can be a pretty crazy deck. We'll go ahead and play the fire here. Sandstorm Titan 1. No Shoveler this time around. I want my flyers, and I want them here. It's going to be feeding time. That sounds about right. So he's got a 2-2 and a 3-1 to charge with. I don't really want to take 3 damage from this. I'm seriously considering blocking it, but I think this turn we should be safe. So we'll let him do that. And then next turn it's Sandstorm Titan again. Could also Amber Acolyte, but Sandstorm Titan saves our bacon, so let's get our bacon saved. Crown gets us Crest of Impulse. I'm actually pretty good with Crest of Impulse here. It's not going to be the card we play this turn, but I think I kind of like it. 7th power is nice, but oh yeah, let's go for gas. We're up to 6, so I think we should be good. Especially with an Amber Acolyte in there to pick more power for us. Alright, and now we're into Purifies, which is a pretty good deal. So first things first, I'm going to play my Fire Sigil, and then I'm going to Heart of the Vault, kill this 2-2. We're not going to go for Purify shenanigans because he's got power open for Devour, so there's not a lot of, basically, you know, extra pluses for that. Now, if I attack for 5 here, I could potentially get a Slumbering Stone out. I think I'm okay with that. We need to break through this eventually, and this is just Devour fodder, so we want to kill it. End my turn. There was no pause there, so we know he doesn't have Devour. That's important because it means we're going to Purify his 0-2 on the next turn. A gift or we're going to Purify that thing because it's much more dangerous. Heart of the Vault off the top would be absolutely crazy, and I kind of love it. On the other hand, I would rather probably just Purify that, because that's going to be a problem over time. Okay, now we have an Amaran Shoveler, so we can just pick this Heart of the Vault off the top, and we get the same value as though we had warped it, although we will have to play it next turn instead of this turn. Now I can play Amber Acolyte, which gets me an extra power, and I don't have my power for the turn, so that'll allow us to play the power, and I'm going to play Reliquary Raider since Shoveler can't shovel this turn.
What have we here?
And then 0-2s and 2-2s we're fine with. We're just going to attack in, we're going to push him, and we're going to be very, very aggressive because we have the board advantage, and Felm decks do not have a lot of harsh rule type stuff going on. They can very easily deal with any one large Sentinel, but we're well capable of overwhelming this deck and making it so it's going to be very, very hard for it to do anything. He's got 5 cards left. I've got Heart of the Vault plus Great-Kiln Titan, so I've effectively got at least 5 cards left. And my board is looking a lot better than his. I'm in a very strong position right now, and with Amaran Shoveler, we can dig for an even stronger one if we choose to. I don't know what the top card of my deck is. And I don't have to know. I think I'm going to Heart of the Vault here. Let's kill the Flyers, because the Flyers offer the most damage to our face. We don't have that many ways of healing in this deck, so it's useful to do that whenever we can. We'll attack here. We might lose the Reliquary Raider, but that's fine too. Trade pretty evensies with everything, and we'll go ahead and shove. Pick up a Trailmaker and throw it into the ground. Nothing of that. Alright, so now we got 6, 6, and 5. That's a pretty sizable amount of stuff. Haunting Scream gets back a Shadowlands Guide, gets back a 1-drop, so he's got a blocker for the turn. But he can't attack me with the 3-1, and his Haunting Scream's not that crazy. Let's go ahead and block with the 6-6, because there's an Extract or something. I don't want the Sandstorm Titan to die. Dark Return gets back the same Shadowlands Guide, and he gets to play it again. Nice. 4-2. And, yep, more blockers. So he's playing out his value, but my stuff is just too big. There's not any way that he can really deal with it. So I really want to play Great-Kiln Titan, but I can't quite do it this turn. We're going to play Memento Mori.
Lily.
We're going to play Power Stone. We're going to lament the loss of Dara and Lily, and we're going to attack for 17, I'd say. That seems like a pretty good deal. Yeah, let's do it. I have two options here. I can play Reliquary Raider or I can play Shoveler. I think I'm going to go for Reliquary Raider because I kind of want power to play Great-Kiln Titan. On the other, no, never mind. We actually have 9 power, so let's go for the Shoveler plan. We shovel once. Yep, just nothing there. Digging. We shovel twice. Yep, nothing there. All right, sometimes you don't get anything. That's okay. It's the repeated shovelings that matter.
Of the shadow.
Oh, now see, that's actually kind of scary. So, can't do anything about that except if we kill the 2/4, he doesn't have enough blockers, and I believe he dies regardless of what we do. So let's go ahead and play Heart of the Vault. Play Ancient Defenses. Now, Amaran Reaper's Entomb does not trigger until after he takes lethal damage. So we're just going to attack with everything. And that should be... Oh, I'm 1 short of lethal. So he does gain his 5 life here, sadly. Let's shuffle again. Crest of Impulse, sad day. Shovelers are not having a lot of luck, but we still got Ancient Defenses running. Grenadin Drone is a pile of blockers. Grenadin Drone is a pile of blockers. Hey, he's going to live. And there's a Novaquake Titan. Oh, can we do that? I can't do it. I can't do it. Not this turn. All right. I needed a Great-Kiln Titan down. Nonetheless, fantastic victory. That was a lot of fun. Let's see if we can get some crowns on the next one. All right, here we are up against Jeremy Goblins. And let's see here. We got a seat and a Praxis. Ooh. Ooh. Double crowns, probably a keep. This is a very awkward hand, and it's going to be very awkward for a couple of turns. So we're going to basically just pray there's no aggro, but Crown's got to be... Crown's too much fun. We got to play it. Okay, Heart of the Vault means I don't have power on top of my deck. That's a bit of a bummer. We're going to go ahead and play the Praxis Banner, and then we'll play Seed of Impulse, and then we'll play Power Stone, and then we'll play Amber Acolyte or Crown of Possibilities, and yeah, it's going to be a slow day. We're going to play Amber Acolyte to get the blue, and then we'll play Crown. And yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Oh, hey, I got an undepleted power, so I get to play Amber Acolyte first. Which means I get to play Crown next, and then I might actually be able to play Crown Power Stone. So this is looking a lot better now. Time Justice means Combre. Looks like it's a big Combre, but it could be aggressive, sort of like Valkyrie-oriented Combre, so that's something to pay attention to. We'll play our first Crown. Trailmaker Power Stone is also very good because it gets me up to Heart of the Vault, but I'm going to be developing the Crowns first and then developing the Heart of the Vault second, because this looks like a slow deck, and we can probably keep pace with it for a while. Okay, second Crown still seems right. I do like Trailmaker Power Stone here too. But yeah, second Crown. Let's get our whole setup going, and then Trailmaker Power Stone gives us an answer to a couple of things, but mostly just gonna get hit for a bit. Deadly Revenge, Great-Kiln Titan is definitely something to aim for. So we'll play that, play Power Stone. I have 6 now, but I'm gonna lose the Trailmaker to a Torch, or possibly to just the Auric Runehammer. It'd be nice if it trades with the Auric Runehammer. Heart of the Vault kills the Auric Runehammer, so I'm okay if it ends up being a Torch, but I would rather that happen. Cool. Alright. Mysterium Orb unfortunately does not give a maximum power all by itself, but we will certainly play it because it gives our Sentinels endurance. Seed of Impulse is a 7th power, and I think I want that for Great-Kiln Titan, so we'll keep it. I've got 2 Heart of the Vaults. I'm feeling pretty comfy against Armory right now. Okay, Miner's Musket means a pretty cool discount, so that's something we're going to have to worry about. We'll Heart of the Vault, deal 2 damage to face, draw a card. It's a Praxis Banner, which means I can play that to play a Great-Kiln Titan next turn. That's pretty cool. Deadly Revenge is actually really neat because the Deadly applies to Great-Kiln Titan's Relic effect, so if I play a Relic off the top, I can do things like kill Icaria. Although it will have Aegis, so probably not going to kill Icaria. Alright, we see a wanted poster, so this deck's a little bit slow at the moment. That's fine. That's good. Now, attacking... It's got endurance. I can't attack here because I need to... No, I can't attack here. There's no reason not to. Deal 6 to his face. He doesn't have no, entrapment is 3. Okay. Well, with the overwhelm, that's 5 damage. I'm actually surprised that people are running Scorpion Wasps right now, but that's okay. Great-Kiln Titan plays. It has Deadly and Revenge, and it plays a Sandstorm Titan, which also has Overwhelm and Endurance. Delightful times. We're now looking at Harsh Rule territory for sure, assuming he has it. He seeks power, so he's probably found a red.
This ends now.
I'd love to save Heart of the Vault for Ikaria, but I'll settle for the Revenge Destiny. Ooh, Flying Lifesteal. Flying can't fly. I love it. Yeah, let's play that down. I'm gonna stall the Ikaria. Heart of the Vault is also nice, but I can wait on that, and I can use it to ping the Ikaria if the Ikaria does come down. Played a Seed of Progress, which implies he's not interested in Ikariaing this turn. Maybe he's a different type of deck. He might sit still here and try to Scorpion Wasp me again. I'd accept that. In fact, I'd probably just let him do that. Because I deal 4 damage to his face. Crest of Wisdom here gets me a look at what I'm going to Heart of the Vault discount. Purify is not a spell I'm that interested in. Let's just attack. We'll get the Scorpion Wasp out of the way. Oh, Desert Marshal. That actually does nothing to the Sandstorm Titan. It means it can't fly again, but it still has Overwhelm and Endurance, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, I'm going to Heart of the Vault here. Didn't get the Great-Kiln, but we got a Crest of Impulse, so we should be getting pretty close to the Great-Kiln soon. And once we draw it again, it'll have more skills, which is great.
This ends now.
Harsh Roll? Ooh, Echo Bond. Okay. I can live with that. Let's Crest of Impulse. Crest of Wisdom is not our Titan, so we'll probably leave that alone. And I'll just bond out this one, because I can. They share a bond, these two raiders. Possibly because they're the same raider. Okay, so Jeremy Goblin's looking for stuff, seeing if he can find something. There is an Ikaria. We're not particularly surprised by that. We knew that was going to happen eventually, but I've got double draws here, and that's going to get me Great-Kiln amongst other things. Ooh, I can bond Trailmaker. I don't need to, though. Let's just draw 2 cards. One of them's a Memento Mori. And surprisingly, neither of them are Great-Kiln Titan. Crest of Impulse should show a Great-Kiln Titan on top. Beautiful.
This'll do the trick.
Little Memento here. Oh, I should have waited, actually. 4 damage to face is something... Yeah, I could have kept that to deal damage to his face. Whoops. Alright, well, we'll see if we can get through anyways. Here we go. Aiming for killer. Wait. Alright, he got something out of that. Deadly Destiny unblockable bonds. I like it. So 2 to face is pretty good. I can pop the Aegis at least. Let's go ahead and attack. Second Power Stone is 4. I can pop the Aegis, or I can deal 4 to his Molten Fist. I think I'm going to deal 4 to his Molten Fist. Maybe I should have popped 1 Aegis. Oh, and there's 4 to enemy. So, I could have killed Ikaria. Whoopsie daisies. Well, the Molten Fist is gone. Okay. Yeah, if I'd popped the Aegis on Ikaria, I would have been fine. Alright, well, Great-Kiln Titan's still looking pretty good. He's unblockable. He kills my opponent immediately unless my opponent harsh rolls. Auric Runehammer plus Torch. Oh, man. Nope, he doesn't have it. Alright, good. So, we misplayed that a little bit, but not too bad. And I think that, you know, like, you can't predict the RNG, so maybe we played that safely and correctly. But certainly would have been nice to have killed the Ikaria with the Memento Mori. In any case, definitely solid example of the crown having some function. So, very good stuff. Alright. We got one more round in us, I think. Gura Base is our opponent. Obviously, 1-power hands are not keepable in this deck because this deck is all about getting to 3 and using 3 to get to 4 and using 4 to get to 5 and so on and so forth. Seed of Impulse into Fire Sigil gives us a little bit of play. I have 2 power here, so I'm probably not going to use Amaran Shoveler unless I really need to, yeah, we'll actually avoid Amaran Shoveler this turn and play Trailmaker instead, because that way I can get some influence that I need. Looks like it's going to be time this time around. It's nice to have blue, but Amber Acolyte can get that for me, and I really need to get power 4, so... Don't get torched, don't get torched, don't get torched. Alright, we didn't get torched. That's good. If we draw the power, we can play Reliquary this turn, which would be nice. We could also play Sandstorm Titan this turn, which would also be nice. Okay, no power, so I'm going to go Amber Acolyte. We're going to pick up a blue, because that'll allow us to play crowns and also like fix for a couple of things. Attacking for 2 seems quite nice here, and now I can play Reliquary Vader regardless of whether or not I lose the Trailmaker, which is good stuff. Praxis Banner gets us up to Heart of the Vault power, which is pretty necessary. And then now, since I'm feeling pretty comfy, I can go ahead and attack in. See a Lightning Strike, we see a Lightning Strike. Didn't see a Lightning Strike, so that's good.
Just keep digging.
And let's shuffle. Threw a Time Sigil away. Would have liked to have kept that, but, you know, that's okay. Torch. Poor Reliquary Raider. Out for the count. Torch, poor Shoveler out for the count. That Shoveler drew tension away from my Trailmakers, which is pretty sweet. So we'll attack for 4 here. Play the Sandstorm Titan. We're not in harsh rule territory yet, so we can overplay a little bit. And play Shoveler and draw. Nice. Picked up a Great-Kiln Titan. There's no better price than free. Alright, so... Vanquish kills our Titan. No Torch this time, and Heart of the Vault on top. I can actually use Amaran Shoveler to draw it and ignore it for the turn while I set up Trailmaker. I don't hate it. But I think I'm probably going to want... Trailmaker offers... Yeah, I think I'm going to Heart of the Vault here. But I could just pick it up. It's not actually bad to do it that way. We'll do it this way, though. If I draw a power, then I feel pretty good about life. Because now I get to shovel as well. Nice, Ancient Defenses. So attacking for 4, and look at all of this value. We've drawn like 3 or 4 cards off of Amaran Shoveler alone, and that's just won us this game. Although our opponent being stuck at 3 also helps a little bit. Okay, so we'll call that good, and let's go to the postmortem. Alright, here we go. As ham as we can, all RNG, all the time, no holds barred, sheer random chaos. This is the Nyctotraxian Dragon Horde, and our follow-up. A very, very simple cut. We just took the Sandstorm Titans out and replaced them with Nyctotraxians. We got the Twinning Rituals and the second sites in there, cut the Amber Acolytes by 2, and ditched the Ancient Defenses because we no longer have a huge base of Sentinels. However, we're keeping Novaquake Titan because... shenanigans? Great-Kiln Titan and Heart of the Vault still are very, very good activators for Novaquake Titan, so we're pretty happy to try and play that out and see if we can actually get that whole setup going. Beyond that, I think I actually am going to alter that a little bit. We're going to go 1 Novaquake, 3 Amber Acolyte. We wouldn't want to be too greedy. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a really, really good night. I will be testing out probably this deck and others on stream tomorrow. If I am on stream tomorrow, there's some flexibility on that, but in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will be back with more Eternal Brews soon. I have a bunch of different, basically mostly finished brews at the moment that have not quite made it to the recording stage yet, so hopefully we'll get a whole bunch of them out next week. That's going to be exciting. So tune in, subscribe if you wanna, and I will see you next time. Cheers.